Hello my fellow Archons, and welcome to a slightly different kind of video than we usually do on this channel. I recently picked up an entire Call of the Archons display right here. 12 decks of Call of the Archons goodness, unopened, fresh, and untouched. 12 decks ready to be cracked. So I figured today perhaps we could open each of these decks and I would show them off on camera and see if we picked up anything really cool. Call of the Archons has some pretty cool stuff in it. It has the 4 horsemen, the Shadows is usually really good, the Untamed is usually really good. And for the very first set of a game, I think this one is really solid. Got my trusty pair of scissors here. Let's crack this bad boy open. Alright, and there she is. This thing is obviously a little beat up, but you know, that's fine. I don't really mind the packaging too much. It's just the contents of the deck that matters to me. Alright, so here she is. Let's open it up. 12 new decks here to open. I am very excited to open these. It's not very often that I open Call of the Archons decks, just because I don't think they're being printed anymore. So I'm very excited to see what is in store here. Alright, let's just start out with deck number 1. Let's crack this bad boy open. Alright, so for our very first deck here, in the display we have... Oh, I don't want to show that side. Peters, the Tyrant of Easterdrake. I do like that name. With House Mars, Sanctum, and Untamed. That is quite the lineup of houses there. Should be pretty cool. Let's open it up. You've got to love the impossibility of opening these decks up. Even with the pull tab, it's still practically impossible to get these things open. Oh my gosh. Alright, so here we go with Peters, the Tyrant of Easterdrake. Let's set the Archon card off to the side there. And we have Way of the Wolf, Niffle Ape, Lupo the Scarred, very cool, Snufflegator, Dust Pixie, Dew Fairy, Nepenthe, Save the Pack, Regrowth, Lost in the Woods, Lifeweb, and Fogbank. Very cool. Wait, how many creatures did we have in there? A whopping 5 creatures. Not bad. Okay. Sequus. Moving on to Sanctum with a Sequus, another Sequus, a Sanctum Guardian. Sanctum is my favorite house in the game, by the way, so I'm always excited to open some Sanctum decks. Raiding Knight. Got Frankus. Champion Tabris. Awesome. Bulwark. The Harder They Come. Shield of Justice. Radiant Truth. I love that card. Blinding Light. Ooh, I love these two cards when they come together, and apparently there's 2 Blinding Lights. We got Zorg. Yxilla Bolter. Vezima Think Drone, Ulick Megamouth, Mind Warper, Grabber Jammer, awesome, Soft Landing, Psychic Network, that's a cool card, Phosphorus Stars, Deep Probe, and Ammonia Clouds. Looks like a pretty fun deck. I do love me some Mars every now and then, especially with House Mars returning in Winds of Exchange. I think that'll be really cool maybe to get some practice in. Alright, looks like in our second deck here we've got House Brobnar, House Dis, and House Shadows. Put the Archon card over there. And we've got Urchin. Let's see if this House Shadows is amazing, as it can tend to be in a Call of the Archons. Got Urchin. We've got Umbra, Silvertooth, Mac the Knife, very interesting. Bad Penny. I feel like Mac the Knife and Bad Penny would go pretty well together. Well, obviously Secret Needle and Bad Penny go pretty well together. Too Much to Protect, amazing card. Oubliette, Miasma, Double Miasma, Finishing Blow, another wonderful card. And on to Dis with the Toxin, Double Toxin, the Terror, Succubus, Guardian Demon, Ember Imp, wonderful card right there. Dust Imp, Charette. I love double Charettes. Such good Ember control, I love Charette. 3 Fates, Gateway to Dis, amazing. With the Arise, oh my goodness. The Gateway to Dis with the Arise and the double Charette with the Ember Imp and the Dust Imp as well. That is some top tier combo right there. Phoenix Heart, Smash, Rock Hurling Giant, interesting. Lomir Flamefist, love to see him. Crump, Gauntlet of Command, Warsong, another Warsong. Loot the Bodies, Anger, that would go really good with the Warsong, and the Loot the Bodies obviously. Double Anger to go with the Warsong and the Loot the Bodies. This deck looks pretty fun. That Brobnar looks like a lot of fun with the double Warsong, double Anger, and the Gauntlet of Command with some really good fighting creatures in here. That Dis with the Arise and the Gateway to Dis, and the Sharats, and the Ember Imp, and the Death Imp as well. Super, super good. Lots of Disc creatures to go with that Gateway to Dis or Rise combo, which is nice. And the Shadows looks pretty good as well. Double Miasma is always nice. They're too much to protect with the Double Miasma, so they can really build up that Ember above 6, then you can steal it all. That's really good. Moving on to the next deck. Also, I forgot to mention the name of this second deck, McNally the Longful. I'm sorry, McNally. I don't know what you're longing for, but apparently you're longing for something. All right, moving on to deck number 3. All right, for deck number 3, we have House Logos, House Mars, and House Brobnar. Very interesting. The Boy Who Improves Stars. I do like that name quite a bit. The Boy Who Improves Stars. All right, Boy Who Improves Stars, what do you have in store for us? Starting off with Mars, we have a Zorg, Yixilix Dominator, you look Megamouth, John Smith, Grabber Jammer, Sniffer, I hate that thing. I hate this artifact so much, but whatever. Mother Gun, Double Mother Gun, Crystal Hive. We go from one end of the spectrum to the other with these 2 Mars artifacts. Sniffer to Crystal Hive, it's pretty obvious which one is superior in my opinion. Orbital Bombardment, very nice. Mothership, Support, and Deep Probe. Moving on to House Logos, we have Experimental Therapy, Valen Analyst, Titan Mechanic, Mother, awesome. Quixel the Adventurer, Harland Mindlock. Take control of an enemy flank creature until Harland Mindlock leaves play. Very cool card. Dr. Escoterra, Spangler Box, Positron Bolt, Library Access, awesome. Interdimensional Graft, love to see it, with an Effervescent Principle. Oh, no way. The Khalifi Dragon. This is the very first Khalifi Dragon I have ever opened. I've never had one of these before. Khalifi Dragon cannot be played unless you have 7 Ember or more. Fight Reap, gain 1 Ember, deal 5 damage to a creature. Wow, that is super, super cool. Headhunter, Grenade Snib, Bumpsy, Valder, Gauntlet of Command, Tremor, Double Tremor, Sound the Horns. What does this one do? Discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard either a Brobnar creature or run out of cards. If you discarded a Brobnar creature this way, put it into your hand. That's interesting. I kind of like that. Relentless Assault, Punch, and Anger. Very cool. This deck is really, really neat already because of that Khalifi Dragon. Like I said before, I've never opened a Khalifi Dragon deck before, so that's actually really neat. You gotta love having the library access. That adds a fun touch to any deck. The Mother is really nice. And I always love having Deep Probe in with a Mars deck. And the Crystal Hive is really cool. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mars creatures to go with that Crystal Hive. Not bad. All right, moving on to deck number 4. And in this deck we have, oh, hold on a minute, the name. Gwen Z Damdimple III. I have no comment on that name. The houses we have are Dis, Shadows, and Sanctum. Very, very cool. Let's take a look at what we have in here. So there is a lot of potential with this deck, with the Shadows and the Dis being together in the same house. And Sanctum obviously is always a lot of fun as well. So let's see what we got in here. Starting off with Shadows, we have Silent Dagger, Umbra, Smiling Ruth, very interesting. Dodger, Double Dodger, Moon Cursor, gotta love that. Special Delivery, Poison Wave, Pawn Sacrifice, Nerve Blast, Hidden Stash, and Ghostly Hand, awesome. Moving on to House Sanctum with the Armageddon Cloak. This creature gains Hazardous 2 and Destroyed. Fully heal this creature and destroy Armageddon Cloak instead. It's kind of like the Call of the Archons version of the Ward token, which I think is pretty neat. Staunch Knight, Double Staunch Knight, Sequus, Raiding Knight, Protectrix, Lady Maxina, Commander Remiel, Gorm of Am, Shield of Justice, and Glorious Few. What an excellent card. Succubus, Schuler, Pit Demon, Life Ward, Double Life Ward, Library of the Damned, Lash of Broken Dreams, Dominator Bauble, so many Dis artifacts in here, what the heck. 3 Fates, Gongoozle, Gateway to Dis, and you gotta love to see it, Control the Weak. Holy cow, I've never seen so many of these artifacts. Look at that, 5 Dis artifacts in this Call of the Archons deck. That is super cool. And Glorious Few, gotta love Glorious Few. Lots of Sanctum creatures in here, which is nice. Armageddon Cloak is always really nice. You can put that on like Succubus or something. I think that'd be pretty good. Very cool. Well, I'm excited to give Gwen Z Damdimple III a try at some point. I also like that Archon. That's kind of a neat Archon. Anyway, moving on to deck number 5. All right, here we go with deck number 5. Let's see if there's anything cool in this one. Horseman, perhaps? Busted OTK Untamed combo, maybe? Who knows? Let's see what we've got. We have Drotin Palad the Grateful Preacher. Okay, very cool. And for houses, we have Sanctum, Untamed, and Brobnar. Interesting combination of houses there, for sure. Untamed. There's always lots of potential in Untamed. Maybe the Horseman will be in Sanctum. You never know. Let's give it an open. All right, Grateful Preacher, what have you in store for us? Let us see. Starting off with House Untamed, we have Teliga. Pretty much the inverse of Hunting Witch. I do like that one. Mushroom Man. He's a real fun guy if you get to know him, says the eldest bear. Not me, I didn't make that joke. Double Mushroom Man. Fuzzy Grumman. Dew Fairy. Chota Hazri. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Ancient Bear. Bear Flute. I don't think I have... Well, maybe I have one deck with Bear Flute. I don't know. Vigor. Nocturnal Maneuver. Fogbank. Non-House Sanctum with Protect the Weak. Sergeant Zakiel. Another Sanctum Guardian. That's 2 Sanctum Guardians we've opened so far. Very interesting. Raiding Knight. Frankus. Sigil of Brotherhood. Take Hostages. Inspiration. Cleansing Wave. Interesting. Blinding Light. Double Blinding Light. And on to Brobnar with a War Drummer. Crump. Heeb the Huge. Double Heeb the Huge. Gengar Chieftain. War Song. Oh, awesome. Double Gengar Chieftain with War Song. That is great. Tremor. Loot the Bodies. Amazing. Follow the Leader. For the remainder of the turn, each friendly creature may fight. That is awesome. Burn the Stockpile. And Blood Money. Wow, this Brobnar actually looks really fire. Follow the Leader with all these Sanctum creatures that we have. On top of Loot the Bodies, the double Gengar Chieftain, and the War Song. That is really impressive. And then, say not everybody dies because of that, then we'll also have the Cleansing Wave to heal everybody after that. So that'll be really nice. And there's lots of Ember Pips in Untamed. Actually, I take that back. There's only like 6 or 5 or something. But that deck doesn't look too bad. Drotin Palatag, the Grateful Preacher. Looks pretty cool. Alright, on to deck number 6. And then once we finish with deck number 6, we will be halfway through this display. Let's open her up and see what's inside. Alright, we have Philomena, Warlord the Red, Gudbranson. Philomena, Warlord the Red, Gudbranson. This is definitely a Brobnar sounding name, and thankfully we have Brobnar in here, along with Mars and Dis. Here we go. Starting off with House Mars, Yixilix Dominator, Vezima Think Drone, Double Vezima Think Drone, Tunk, Grabber Jammer, amazing. Incubation Chamber, wonderful, wonderful card. Omni, reveal a Mars creature from your hand. If you do, archive it. Another wonderful Mars artifact. Combat Pheromones, Soft Landing, Sample Collection, Key Abduction, very cool. Ammonia Clouds, double Ammonia Clouds, and on to House Dis with the Succubus, double Succubus, Pit Lord. Ugh, terrible card. Never worth those 2 Ember, I don't think. Guardian Demon, Ember Imp, Sacrificial Altar, Life Ward, Annihilation Ritual. Oh my goodness! When a creature would enter a discard pile from play, it is purged instead. Pandemonium, Hysteria, Fear. Interesting. Control the Weak, and onto Brobnar with another War Drummer. Troll, Smash, Double Smash, Gengar Chieftain, Bumpsy, Cannon, War Song, Punch, Loot the Bodies, and Follow the Leader. Once again, the Follow the Leader War Song combo. Very, very potent combo, I believe. With Loot the Bodies too, especially. I feel like there's some interesting stuff here in Dis. I'm trying to think. Action, purge a friendly human creature from play if you do play a creature from your discard pile. The question is, do we even have any human creatures in this deck? And the answer to that question is no. We have a completely useless Sacrificial Altar. Besides that Ember Pip, this artifact is not doing anything for us. Alright, well that is Philomena, Warlord the Red, Gudbranson, or Goldbranson? I think that might say Goldbranson actually. Interesting. Well, with a name like that, this deck definitely does a lot of fighting. And with that Annihilation Ritual in House Dis, maybe those creatures that are destroyed will just be getting purged. So that just adds another twist to this deck. Alright, we are halfway through this display, and now we are moving on to the 7th deck. Let's see what's inside. Alright, in deck number 7, the name of which is Interesting. Last one, Tamlin. Chapel Signet Spinner. That name is kind of gibberish. Last one, Tamlin. Chapel Signet Spinner. Interesting. I do like the Archon so far. And we have Brobnar, Untamed, and Shadows. Big potential here. Let's see what we've got. Alright, in deck number 7, last one, Tamlin, we have, starting off with House Untamed, we have Niffleape, Murmuk. Love to see the Murmuk. Mighty Tiger, Halakor, Dew Fairy, Witch of the Wilds, Nepenthe Seed, Vigor, Lost in the Woods, Key Charge, awesome, Grasping Vines, and a Full Moon. Moving on to House Shadows, we have Duskrunner, Urchin, Double Urchin, Silvertooth, Shadow Self, very nice, Dykno Spymaster, Subtle Maul, Seeker Needle, Relentless Whispers, Double Relentless Whispers, Pawn Sacrifice, Booby Trap, and on to Brobnar with yet another War Drummer. Pingle Who Annoys, elusive, deal 1 damage to each enemy creature after it enters play. Not bad, not great. I don't know. I don't have much experience with this guy, but he seems like he would be kind of annoying, as the name suggests. Grenade Snib, Bumpsy, Unguarded Camp, Sound the Horns, Punch, Loot the Bodies, Double Loot the Bodies, Coward's End, nice. Those two cards are stuck together. Coward's End, Burn the Stockpile, and Bare-Handed. Holy cow, dude. That is insane. The double Loot the Bodies with the Coward's End. That actually seems like it would be a really solid combo. Coward's End and 1 Loot the Bodies itself is a pretty potent combo. Coward's End and 2 Loot the Bodies. Holy cow. So if your opponent has lots of creatures out there, and you play both of those with the Coward's End, you get 2 Ember for every single enemy creature that is destroyed that way. That's pretty neat. I like that a lot. So overall, this deck doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. The Brobnar looks okay, I guess. I mean, that Loot the Bodies, Coward's End, Double Loot the Bodies, Coward's End combo is pretty nice. The Shadows looks pretty okay. I do like the Shadows. Double Urchin is nice. The Full Moon with the Untamed into Key Charge. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Untamed creatures, it looks like, to go along with that Full Moon. So that's pretty solid. Then the Nepenthe Seed on top of that. I don't think this deck can generate quite enough Ember to pull off Key Charge twice in 1 turn, unfortunately. That would be pretty cool if it could, but I don't think it can. Let's move on to deck number 8. Alright, deck number 8. We have Ishmael, Firestarter, Lizgar. This guy's starting some fires, I suppose. We have Mars, Untamed, and Logos. Alright, let's see what we've got in here. In Untamed, we have Murmuk, Giant Sloth, Flaxia, Dust Pixie, Ancient Bear, Ritual of Balance, Nepenthe Seed, Save the Pack, Nocturnal Maneuver, Double Nocturnal Maneuver, Key Charge, and Cooperative Hunting to go along with that Save the Pack. Very nice. Biomatrix Backup in House Mars, Zizix the Many, I like him quite a bit. Ulic Megamouth, Grabber Jammer, Ether Spider, I love Ether Spider, Soft Landing, Phosphorus Stars, Orbital Bombardment, Mass Abduction. Put up to 3 damaged enemy creatures into your archives. If any of these creatures leave your archives, they are put into their owner's hand instead. Interesting. That sounds like it could be pretty potent. Martian Hounds, Ammonia Clouds, Double Ammonia Clouds, on to Logos with the Titan Mechanic, Research Smoko, Mother, Double Mother, Quixo the Adventurer, Dysania, what a wicked card, Dr. Escotera, Spectral Tunneler, Twin Bolt Emission, Neurosiphon, Labwork, and Bouncing Deathcork. For some reason, these cards are starting to stick together a little bit. I don't know why. Alright, well this deck looks very interesting. Dysania, obviously a threat when you're up against a deck that does a lot of archiving. Dysania can really shut that down. Double Mother is always really nice to get that extra card draw. Mass Abduction looks kind of cool. Ether Spider, I love having Ether Spider. That's really nice, especially if you can put the Biomatrix Backup on there as well. And then the Key Charge, I don't know if this deck generates Ember, well, yeah, this deck isn't super fast, but I do think the Key Charge is still pretty viable in terms of getting it to go off. Alright, Ishmael, Firestarter, Lizgar. Sounds pretty cool. I am excited to play with him. And so yeah, that's deck number 8. Let's move on to deck number 9. Alright, in deck number 9 we have Oh. House Shadows, House Mars, and House Brobnar. We are just getting all the funky houses today, I tell you what. Looks like this Archon is juggling a little bit. Khan Truthhammer Kalu. Khan Truthhammer Kalu. Let's check it out. We have In-House Shadows, Urchin, Massis Asp, Bad Penny, Speed Sigil. Holy cow. Are those the only 3 creatures we have in here? Speed Sigil, Seeker Needle, Relentless Whispers, Double Relentless Whispers, Pawn Sacrifice, Nerve Blast, Lights Out, Hidden Stash, Mars with Biomatrix Backup, Ixola Bolter, Ixili Marauder, Tunk, Mind Warper, Double Mind Warper, John Smith, Double John Smith, Custom Virus, another very odd Mars artifact, Squawker, Ammonia Clouds, and on to House Brobnar with Blood of Titans, Mugwump, Deadly, Gengar Chieftain, Bumpsy, Double Bumpsy, Triple Bumpsy, Screech Bomb, Mighty Javelin, Gauntlet of Command, Tremor, Double Tremor, and Coward's End. Well, what I'm seeing here is lots of Ember Destruction in House Brobnar with the Screech Bomb and Triple Bumpsy. That's really nice. The Mugwump with Blood of Titans, I feel like would be pretty terrifying. This Mars looks like it would be kind of fun, especially with the John Smith, the Squawker to ready these guys, the Mind Warper and the John Smith and everything. Looks pretty cool. Also, the Ixola Bolter is nice. And, wow, yeah, just 3 creatures. A whopping 3 creatures in House Shadows. That is pretty bad, if I do say so myself. These creatures aren't even that great, honestly. I mean, Urchin is nice, Massive Asp, Bad Penny. They're pretty mid. But, yeah. I don't know about this one. We will have to see when it gets played. Khan Truthhammer Kalu. Alright, here we go with deck number 10 of 12. We got 3 decks left, and this is deck number 10. Let's see what is inside this bad boy. The name. We have Alex Heater Solar Fusion. Alex Heater Solar Fusion. That does sound like a name that would heat stuff up. Solar Fusion, that's very cool. The houses. We have Sanctum, Untamed, and Mars. We have so much Mars in this display, I tell you what. We've opened 1, 2, 6 decks. So far, half of this display has had House Mars in it. And that's kind of crazy. I mean, I like Mars, but not that much. We have Witch of the Eye. We're off to a great start. Mushroom Man, Murmuk, Dust Pixie, Double Dust Pixie, Dew Fairy, Ancient Bear, Regrowth, Key Charge, awesome, Fog Bank, Double Fog Bank, and Curiosity, destroy each scientist creature. That's a pretty funky card. Perhaps I could feature it in one of my weird card videos. In Sanctum with Protect the Weak, Gatekeeper, I love Gatekeeper, Staunch Knight, Sequus, Lord Golgotha, Virtuous Works, even more Ember Burst. The Harder They Come, Terms of Redress, Inspiration, Clear Mind, Blinding Light with Clear Mind, that's pretty good. And Mars with Zizix the Many, Zorg, Ixili Dominator, Ixola Bolter, Ulick Megamouth, Tunk, holy cow, triple Tunk. That is some real power right there. John Smith, Mother Gun, and Crystal Hive. Alright, well, we got even more Mars, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Mars creatures to go along with this Crystal Hive. That is not bad. And that, in addition with the John Smith to ready some of these guys along with the Crystal Hive, that is pretty darn good. Sanctum looks like it's pretty fun. I do like the Virtuous Works. That's always a lot of fun to have in the deck. The Gatekeeper for some scaling Ember control. Fog Bank to keep the opponent from fighting India. Key Charge with a Double Dust Pixie. That's always really nice. Unfortunately, I didn't see a Full Moon or a Hunting Witch in here, so... I mean, that's still okay. But could have been better. I do like this deck. I think it'll be a fun one. Alright, we just have 2 decks left in this display. Let's go with this one right here. For deck number 11, we have... Oh my gosh, even more Mars. Mars, Shadows, and Dis. This is now deck number 7 that has Mars in it. That is a funky looking Archon. Holy cow, what is that? The 3-armed Firestopper of Raiding. What? Are these his 3 arms right here? The 3-armed Firestopper of Raiding? What's raiding? What's he raiding with 3 arms? Do I want to know? That's the question. Alright, well hopefully the rating we can give this deck is a good one. So let's take a look at what we have. Starting off with House Shadows, we have an Urchin. Double Urchin. Triple Urchin. Well, we're off to a good start. Dodger, Double Dodger, Triple Dodger, Old Bruno, Massis Asp, Fagin with Triple Urchin. That is awesome. Elusive Reap. Return an Urchin from play or from your discard pile to your hand. Oof, so good. Lights Out, Ghostly Hand, and a Bait and Switch. Holy cow, this Shadows looks pretty amazing. We have Jammer Pack. I do like that card quite a bit. That's a good one. Zizix the Many. Double Zizix. Vezima Think Drone. You look Megamouth. Grabber Jammer. Double Grabber Jammer. Feeding Pit. Interesting. Action. Discard a creature from your hand if you do gain one. That's not bad, I guess. Crystal Hive. Another Crystal Hive. Sheesh. Psychic Network. Even more stealing, but in House Mars. Irradiated Ember. This is the first deck I have that has this card in it too. Play. If your opponent has 6 or more Ember, deal 3 damage to each enemy creature. Very interesting. Kind of a funky card. EMP Blast. And on to House Dis with a Toxin, Succubus, Schuler, Shaffles, Pit Demon, Charette, Screaming Cave, nice, Dominator Bauble, Double Dominator Bauble, Hand of Dis, Gongoozle, and Arise. Alright, this deck looks pretty fun. This House Dis looks pretty mid. Looks alright. Radiated Ember, this is the first deck I've ever opened that has this card in it, so that's pretty neat. Lots and lots of stealing, I do notice. The Ember control in this deck seems really good. We had Shaffles in here, and the Charette, and the Pit Demon. Oh my gosh, and the Schuler, what the heck? Lots of Ember control in Dis. We have the Psychic Network, and the Double Grabber Jammer in House Mars, and the Jammer Pack in Mars. We have the Bait and Switch, Ghostly Hand, the Fagin with the Triple Urchin, in addition to Old Bruno and Triple Dodger. Wow, the Ember control in this deck looks pretty solid. Alright, my fellow Archons, this is it. This is the final deck in the display. Hopefully it doesn't have House Mars in it, because I think I've had my fill of Mars for this display box. We have Raffi, Cemetery Outlaw. Interesting. House Dis, House Shadows, and House Untamed. Holy cow. This is an iconic trio of houses right here. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. Alright, Raffi, Cemetery Outlaw, what do you have in store for us today? Hunting Witch, we're starting off real good. Niffleape, Snufflegator, Giant Sloth, Word of Returning. Deal 1 damage to each enemy creature for each Ember on it. Return all Ember from those creatures to your pool. Very nice, very potent against Worlds Collide. Pretty much anything after Worlds Collide. With all the Ember that is put onto creatures, Words of Returning is real nice for that. Vigor, Troop Call, Nature's Call, Life Web, and the Key Charge, and the Full Moon. Holy cow. Definitely got some really good burst in Untamed here. And another Curiosity just to top things off. On to House Shadows with Silent Dagger, Dusk Runner, Urchin, Dodger, Nexus, Magda the Rat, Bad Penny, Oubliette, Nerve Blast, Imperial Trader. Look at your opponent's hand. You may choose and purge a Sanctum card in it. Very interesting. And a Bait and Switch, just to top it all off. Awesome. And on the House Dis with the Terror, Schuler, Shaffles. Master of 3? What? Reap. You may destroy a creature with 3 power. Holy cow. This is the first deck that I've opened that has a Master in it. So now I've opened a Cleafy Dragon, Irradiated Ember, and a Master of 3. That is very cool. Ember Imp, Dust Imp, Dominator Bauble, Gongoozle, Gateway to Dis, Fear, and a Fair Game. Wow. And there you have it. That's all 12 decks. This one right here looks interesting, I think. That Master of 3, Reap, you may destroy a creature with 3 power. Interesting. Bait and Switch, always a great card to have. Double Nerve Blast. There's some good Ember control in here, I think. And then this Burst and Untamed is really nice, I think, with the Hunting Witch, the Full Moon. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I guess there's only 3 creatures, though. There is a number of good Ember Pips on the rest of these cards, though. All to lead into that Key Charge. Not bad. Raffi, Cemetery Outlaw, you certainly did not disappoint. Alright, and there we have it for an entire Call of the Archons display box. All 12 decks from this box have been opened up. They're right here. Holy cow, there were some real interesting decks in this display, if I do say so myself. The Cleafy Dragon, that is really exciting. That was my first Cleafy Dragon deck. Very exciting for that. Yeah, there was just all sorts of cool stuff in here. So at some point I might do like an analysis video for some of these decks, because I think some of them are probably worth playing a few times and analyzing. So look forward to perhaps some analysis videos on these decks. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about these decks down in the comments below. If you guys have any thoughts or insight regarding these decks, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I know it's something a little bit different doing a deck opening, so please bear with me as I try to figure out how to film these videos, and seeing as it's like the first one of these that I did, I'm just trying to get a feel for how to do them. So thank you all for bearing with me and watching all the way through the video. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and I cannot wait to see you all again in the next one. See you later.